Hey guys, it's CWillyHD here, and welcome back to another episode of Game Breakers. In this one, we're going to take a look at some glitches within Super Mario 3D World. This game was a blast to play through and is probably one of my favorite Wii U games. There are a lot of fun glitches throughout the game, so let's get into them. In the first level of the game, reach the checkpoint and go over to this corner. Build up some speed and jump over the fence. If you jump far enough, you'll land in some random patch of water. Swimming to the right will cause the camera to pan up to the bridge. The patch of water is very small, so you can die here pretty easily. In the next level, 1-2, there's a way to get an infinite number of lives. I wasn't going to include it since it's more of an exploit, but infinite lives is a popular thing in Mario games, so I'm just going to show it anyway. Grab a shell and bring it to this tiny tunnel at the start of the underground section. Throw the shell, then jump. You should start repeatedly bouncing and rack up a lot of points and extra lives. It won't take you long to reach the maximum number of crown. Once you're done here, head a little further into the level. Pick up a shell and reach the area with the rising and falling cloud platforms. If you jump at it so only the shell is touching, you can float on it. Another weird mechanic I noticed is it's kind of difficult for you to hit question blocks when you have a shell in your hand. It took me a decent number of attempts to actually activate this one. This next one is one of the only character-specific glitches. Select 3-1 and choose Toad. Get hit so you're the small version of him. Now find a snowball, long jump at it, and keep holding the run button. You'll slide backwards on the ground with no animation and no way to really control it. If you let go of the run button, you'll stop, and you can't even do this as normal Toad. Also, when you fall off a ledge, no momentum is carried with you, so Toad just falls straight down off it. Anytime you find a patch of ice in the game, mash the LZ or RZ button. You can gain insane amounts of momentum, and this is probably my favorite glitch in the game. Sadly, there aren't too many levels with ice in them, but two places I found good spots in were 3-1 and 6-5. In 3-1, grab the propeller block to go even further with this and beat the level extremely fast. One of the most popular glitches in the game allows you to create a really weird effect in 1-3. But before we climb up to the spot, I need to explain something first. When you have the cat power up, there's a way to gain extra speed. First method is to run, jump, dive, let go of Y just before hitting the ground, then jump and repeat. The other way is to run, jump, dive, cat attack, then jump and repeat. I like the first way better, but you can decide which one works for you. When you have this down, a cat suit on, and a Tanuki leaf in your pocket, you're ready to begin. Climb up to this spot at the top of the mountain and place your Tanuki leaf near the edge. Perform the cat dive trick I showed you earlier and have it so you land on the Tanuki leaf. As soon as you grab it, jump, hold B so you float, and hold down on the control stick. If you had enough speed when the camera pans down, you'll notice the background starts getting a little messed up. When the camera pans down once more, you'll be greeted to this. It's pretty much a giant mess of frames that you can play around in. When I dropped my item, I wasn't able to grab it as it flew up, but it eventually floated down past me. At least I think that's what that thing was. If you want to clear your screen, click the home button and then back out of it. You're basically stuck in this headache-inducing area until the time runs out or you quit the game. This cat Tanuki technique can be used in a lot of levels throughout the game to get places you're not supposed to be. Check the description below for a whole video covering this glitch and what you can do with it. This next one's pretty pointless, but whatever. In 7-5, the platforms right before the end flag has no collision on the back. You can jump behind them and go inside. Speaking of pointless glitches, there's one in 8-5. Right as the level starts off, there will be two madpoles. Using the gamepad, rub them and hold them in place. They'll float in the air or under the water, and whenever you decide to let go, they'll quickly warp back to the correct positions. In the next level, 8-6, after playing through a good portion of the level, you'll reach a wall full of doors. This can be slightly difficult because if you guess wrong, you fall. However, if you simply mash the jump button when you walk out the door, you can jump on air and safely reach the platform. This next one is just something I noticed when playing through the game. In 7-5, there's rising and falling lava. For some reason, the lava and the death trigger aren't lined up perfectly, so you can stand on the lava for a brief moment then hop out. There's no real use to this because you can still die if you don't jump in time. In the final level of World 2, there's a really awesome glitch you can do. Choose Toad, and when you reach this area with the cannon boxes, you're going to need a cat suit. Walk at it, perform a cat swipe, then jump all very quickly. With correct timing and some luck, you'll notice Toad's head and arms are missing. What we've done here is make the game think that we have a cannon box on our head, but in reality we don't. We know this because when you swap items, a cannon box will appear when you pick it up. Besides it looking funny, it also makes you invincible. You'll start flashing like you got hit, but you won't be harmed by it. When I first did this glitch, I thought my head and arms were completely gone, but when I entered the boss fight, I realized they weren't. If you look close enough, his head's there, but it's extremely small. My guess is the game shrinks the size of your head and arms when you pick up a cannon so the model doesn't stick out the sides of the box. Sadly, you can't carry the state out of the level because the game corrects it when you touch the flagpole. Believe it or not, there's a way to get out of bounds in the overworld. Your movement is pretty limited here, so it's pretty surprising that you can even do this. In World Bowser, there are little poles on the sides of the pipe. Hold down so you're as far down as you can go. Run left and jump so you land on the pole. It's kind of difficult to do, but it won't take you too long. Once you're on the pole, get up on the pipe and jump while holding left. You should clip up and over the boundary that's supposed to stop you, but you're now out of bounds. You can follow the pipe back down to World Castle and fall through. When you're on the pipe, if you jump off, you fall fast. If you just walk off, you'll fall a lot slower and you can control it a lot better. For some reason, if you don't land on anything, you get warped right in front of 3-1. Another interesting thing is if you select quit on the pause menu when you begin falling, the text box reading save complete pops up. If you don't choose OK, you can fall right through the world and create a weird effect. This glitch is pretty fun to mess around with, so try it out for yourself. Our final glitch takes place in Flower World's level 9. If you head all the way right, you'll reach a wall that stretches to the top of the screen. However, if you have a cap power-up or grab one from the level, start running toward the last item box. Jump so you land on top of it and then jump again. You'll now run up the wall a little ways, then jump and cat dive to continue running up and over the wall. You're now out of bounds over an empty room. Going to the far right kills you, and jumping down into the room will leave you trapped. The reason this room is even there is because it's a remake of level 5-1, which has the room normally in it. So that's going to do it for this episode of Game Breakers. If you enjoyed, drop a like and subscribe. If you have any games you want me to cover, post it down in the comments below. But for now, I'm going to get up out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, see ya!